Welcome to the show where we are talking about the World Boxing Super Series, the first semi-final in the cruiserweight division. That's between Oleksandr Usyk and Mairis Briedis. And today we're going to give you my prediction on this super fight. Got any comments on that? Jump down to the comment section below and please consider hitting the subscribe button to this channel for more predictions like this video. Now, I really like this fight, and one of the reasons why I like this fight is, for me, Usyk and Briedis are the 1 and 2 players in the cruiserweight division, and we know that most of the time we just don't see 1s and 2s compete. Very infrequent that we see that. So to see two elite guys, two of the best guys in boxing at the moment, actually coming together because of this tournament, it is great to see. Now, before I go on and start talking about the fight itself, I just thought I'd kind of go over the kind of cruiserweight division. And if you've watched any of my videos before where I've kind of spoken about cruiserweight, you'll kind of know my opinion, but I'll talk about it again. Now, for me, I feel like the cruiserweight division is a bit of a graveyard. It's not a showpiece division. And it kind of has it's the most unusual division. It's the most unusual division of all of the divisions, and the reason why is because most of the weight classes are separated by 5 or 6 pounds. Okay, 5 or 6 pounds, where we know that the cruiserweight division, 25 pounds. Okay. And not just that, we know that in the heavyweight division, it's the land of the super heavyweight. So the vast majority of heavyweights are, between 225 and 250, 255, the super heavyweights. So the cruiserweight division has this unusual blend of guys that are not disciplined enough, or just that little bit too big to be light heavyweight. And you have huge guys that are prepared to boil all the way down to that 200-pound limit. So you get a wide range of sizes, abilities, and conditions of boxers fighting it. And for me, that's why I think you get a lot of guys that would be ideal as cruiserweight. They will pack on a bit more weight and try their luck at the heavyweight division. Okay, so you get an odd blend. Okay, so I just thought I'd mention that. Okay, I think that's why. I mean, it's a division that you don't see that many huge fights. You don't see many big names nowadays. Maybe some years back. But nowadays, the names are not there. They want to move on to heavyweight if they physically can. Right. So with that in mind, we have the two elite guys in the division fighting, Usyk and Briedis. This is taking place on home soil for Briedis. So straight off the bat, there's an advantage for Briedis. Straight off the bat. He fought his last fight there, and he was successful in that quarterfinal against Mike Perez. Kind of another guy we were talking about. He campaigned at heavyweight for a period of time and then decided to get serious and move down to cruiserweight, which was more his natural size. Hasn't worked out for him, but that's irrelevant. Okay, so he was successful in that fight to fight Usyk. Now, as I kind of alluded to, these are the two best guys in my opinion. They're both elite. They're both highly skilled. They both have good movement. But there are some differences. From the outset, Usyk is the bigger guy. He is definitely going to be the bigger guy. And I think in the ring, it's going to be visible that he's the bigger guy. And we know that he has intentions of himself moving up to heavyweight. Be interesting to see that when he actually does, how much weight he does pile on and whether it influences the way that he fights, because we know that he can move very, very well. Now, we know that from a power perspective, in my opinion, I feel that Usyk lacks power. He has got the majority of his wins by stoppage, but he doesn't have that one-punch KO. I think Briedis has more concussive power. Puts together harder shots when he can, okay? We also know that Briedis, he's a sneaky fighter. He likes to get in. He likes to get in close. And he likes to have combinations that lead into getting close. We saw in the Mairis fight a lot of holding, and everything was leading towards that. And that can be very, very tiring for an opponent. However, Usyk has phenomenal movement, and it will all be whether he can maintain the distance against Briedis. Will he be able to maintain the distance? I think he will, but Usyk has such a phenomenal skill set that he may decide to fight Briedis at his own game, okay? And we know that Usyk has stamina, strength, and, you know, he has phenomenal output. So it will... I actually think this is going to be an incredible competition between the two different skills, two highly skilled operators. And what will be the defining factor will be the final few rounds, where we see whether one of them tires. We've seen Briedis tire in the past, and will Usyk be able to take advantage of that because of his movement, his balance, his skills in those later rounds? Will he be able to win those later rounds? I would say definitely yes. And because of that, I'm going to go for a decision victory for Oleksandr Usyk. I don't think he's going to be able to take Briedis out, but I think he will win rounds. I think that some of them could be quite close. Particularly if Usyk can't immediately create that distance that he likes, and Briedis can really close that distance. That's going to be the defining story of this fight. But as we say, it is taking place in Riga, Latvia, a big advantage to Briedis, and you don't know how that will influence the judges, how the fans will react. And you know, when it's close, when there's a lot of infighting, when there's a lot of holding, judges can be unfortunately influenced into scoring fights incorrectly. So that's what I think about the World Boxing Super Series first semi-final against Oleksandr Usyk versus Briedis. They've got the second semi-final taking place about a week later, and I'll probably do a little prediction video on that as well. But I feel that the winner will probably come from this fight, Usyk and Briedis. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember to give a thumbs up and comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.